I mentioned this before with innovation, so I won't talk to this too much here, but basically the idea here is that if you give people the flexibility of operating in the cloud, where they can experiment, where they can try things out, it means that you really do see a big result with this. We've done so many surveys and actually looked at customers before and after type numbers, and when people adopt the right operating model in the cloud, this really makes a huge difference. Consider this, for example, and this is not just about software dev or anything like that. One of my customers, they have built an automation scheme where they can stand up a copy of their entire environment. So literally all the company's IT assets, and it takes about an hour. And what this means is they can run a disaster recovery test in an hour, and it costs them about $150. And so anytime the board comes down and says, well, does our DR plan for IT work? They go, well, hang on a second, let me just press this button. Press the button, and it goes away and does the whole thing again, and they come back in an hour and go, yep. And not only that, they've wrapped tests around it to make sure it's actually working. Now, that's a very traditional IT thing, but you simply can't do that. I mean, how could you test your DR in that way if you're on premises? You'd have to have a complete copy of a data center somewhere. But it also means if you're the retailer, and you're expecting this big event coming up, Black Friday is coming up, and you need to make sure your website's going to survive it. You can, in the cloud, you can test your website to 100% of the load that you're expecting, and then you could go further and say, actually, I'm going to test it to 200% of the load, just in case the people up in marketing decide they're going to put an amazing deal, and everybody in Australia hits our website.
Sure.
So you
good point. Yeah.
Right.
The advantage of testing. And. Given what we've seen happen over years, where it can go wrong, i.e., online voting, etc. That, or the census. I'm thinking of things like that. It's a good point that there should be no reason why you can't load test stuff at least.
Definitely.